Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Home Cooking. You got the chef Alan over here, and you also got the Bluska. Bluska, what's good?
How much, Alan? Enjoying the day. Tell us what's on the menu.
Okay, so we have a fun episode today on talking a little bit more about different life topics, and we do have a special guest on today that we're gonna grill for some of her opinions on topics surrounding time management and travel. We'll see which one we go with first, but Leska, just reveal who we got on. No.
So today we have the one and only, the wonderful, the magnificent Angie Perez coming live from, where are you, Angie?
I'm in Toronto.
You're in Toronto. Oh,
Okay.
okay. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Hi. Thanks for having me on, guys. This is pretty cool. A little bit about myself. I'm currently in Toronto. Moved here for work. I've known these guys since, like grade 5,
Okay.
probably. So many years. Fun fact, Alan was my prom date.
Juicy.
Back in the
Good
day.
times.
Since we're gonna have you talking a little bit, where I'm gonna warm you up with some easy this or that questions. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so since we're on the topic of Toronto, I'm gonna ask you Kyle Lowry or Siakam.
Kyle Lowry.
Okay.
Big parties or small gatherings?
Small gatherings.
Is that like because of COVID?
No, that was pre-COVID, but even more of a reason because of
Okay.
COVID.
Paris or Barcelona?
Paris,
Mm.
hands down.
Greece or Austria?
Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna go Greece.
Ooh, okay. So this one might be a little easier than I thought it might be, but well, I feel like it's pretty easy. California or Colombia?
Colombia.
And since we have a little Latin fever today, we're gonna ask you with Shakira or J-Lo.
Shakira.
Oh, okay. I dig it. I
It's
dig
so
it.
light.
Hips
And-
don't lie.
And the last one, this is not like a this or that, but what's one TV show that you've binged and did you enjoy it?
The Office, and yes, I've
Okay.
honestly binged it multiple times.
Okay.
Okay. Alan, why don't you introduce one of our topics of the day?
Yeah, so I guess Andrew, we're just gonna ease you in to our segments today, and I guess the first thing that we wanted to talk about with you specifically is what are your thoughts on, and Leska just asked you questions about different places and talking about travel. Like how have you experienced it? Like, what do you think is the value of it? Where have you gone? What would you like? Sell me on a place. Sell me on an experience that you've gone. Give me a good and a bad one. How about that?
All right,
Oh,
I
I
can do
like
that.
that. Good and a bad one. I like that.
I've been pretty fortunate. I've gotten to travel a lot and I absolutely love it. I think you just get such a different experience, going to different places, seeing different cultures, and you just get to meet so many new people that you might not necessarily meet, around your neighborhood or around where you live. And the food when you travel is just amazing. You get to try so many new things. And just really like immersing yourself in the culture. Like I try when I travel to go to places that aren't as touristy, even in like highly tourist locations, just so that you can feel more like you're from there, like you're not a tourist, you're a local. I think my favorite place that I've traveled to has been Paris.
Okay.
It's breathtaking. It is like truly everything you hear in the movies, and it's gorgeous. And I think I'm a little biased because I've always loved French culture, but just seeing the Eiffel Tower, and especially at night, I think that has to be by far one of my favorite memories. Definitely, I'd say that was my top one. Is honestly just sitting under the Eiffel Tower at night, lights are lit up, and I was listening to La Vie en Rose on repeat.
Okay.
So nothing compared to the
bad?
CN Tower. The CN Tower is not no. Eiffel Tower,
Not even
CN Tower.
close. Not even
Yeah.
close.
Okay. Wait, you gotta hit us with the other side though. Come on.
All right, my worst travel experience. I got pickpocketed in Nice
Mm.
Yeah, and that was horrible. Luckily, it wasn't my passport or anything, but it was my full wallet, and everything that came in that, cash, credit cards, just yeah, and it was horrible. It kind of just ruined my experience for the day. Having to call like credit card companies from a
Mm.
different country and just yeah, that feeling of like, oh, someone stole my stuff. Luckily, I didn't get hurt or anything. It wasn't bad, but that was probably my worst travel experience.
So was that before or after Paris?
That was after Paris.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. I see. And going off of that, I know you said you love the French culture, but were
Mhm.
you able to tap into some of those French immersion skills that you've developed over the years?
Yeah, actually, I was. It was kind of cool because I hadn't really been able to practice much French other than a job I worked in Quebec, but it was really cool. I actually got to speak with people and just like it definitely made me feel like more like part of the culture.
Mhm.
With that little Quebecois accent, but I still got by.
That's awesome. I think yeah, like I think you having that background in French and being able to use it, even just by a little bit to speak to the locals, is something that changes your experience when you go to a different place.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I mean, I know that you can speak Spanish, so you can obviously vibe with all like in Spain or in South America, but using French, which is something you didn't know growing up until you met all of us in like elementary school, I think that's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. But traveling, Blaska, what about you?
Me traveling? Oh man, I'm not a big traveler, honestly. The most of traveling I've done is because of sports. So like, going to Chicago, Philadelphia, Boston for high jumping, and like going out east Nova Scotia for football. Like it's all been revolved around sport because that's usually what I've been doing much of my life. And then now COVID really stopped. But one thing I've always thought about doing is like going on like a trip, like a backpack, not backpack, but like a road trip around Canada. Cause like it has a lot
Oh,
of like
beauty.
natural beauty,
Mm.
and I feel like I want to travel around the world, but it's also places here that you can easily be like, hey, let's go, minus the restrictions and all that right now. But yeah, it's just
Not a great
definitely
year for
that's
travel.
exactly. But Alan, I know last episode you said that you were from Iran, and there's lots of history that I'm not sure if you're aware, but is that somewhere that you thought about going back to or going to?
Yeah, well, so Blaska, I have gone to the places where my parents were born. So
Uh,
yeah, I've gone to Iran, I've gone to Philippines, and I must say, I think I like Iran better, to be honest, just
mm,
because the people are so much more different, and just a lot of the people there, per se, when I mean different, I mean like they're more homey, to be honest. They're very open when it comes to like getting together. People are very very kind when it comes over there. It's like a very tight knit society that a lot of people don't get a chance to look into just because of how inaccessible it is to get there, because you need to have a specific passport to actually access certain areas in the Middle East. So
mm,
it was an interesting experience, but like I enjoyed it so much because the people are so friendly and there's so much family, and it's such like it's just good times, like whenever people are together. But yeah, even like Iran, Philippines, I've gone there. I've gone a little bit to Europe, but yeah, I think even when you're traveling, I think one of the nice places is to travel places where you have family too.
mm.
And Angie, have you done that where you've gone to a country where you only have relatives in and they've showed you around?
Well, going back to Colombia, I don't know if that counts since I was born there. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, going like seeing Colombia with my family, it honestly just feels like I'm home, even though I grew up most of my life in Canada. Um, and it's just really nice to be able to see them and like their element and like it just makes it feel like home.
And how does while we're talking about your Quebecois accent, do you have some sort of morphed like Southern Ontario like Spanish accent, or is that not a
Ooh.
thing in Spanish? Like because my mom's and my parents speak Lingala, it's like the native tongue of Congo, but like I could not bring myself to try because my mom would always make fun of me, and I was like, man, I don't want to say anything because I feel like you're just gonna make fun of me, so I stopped. But like, is that something you get teased about when you talk to people from home?
You know what's funny? I do. And it was actually my
Yeah.
cousin. Yeah, my little cousin. And kids are so brutally honest. Who called me out. And she was like, "Oh, so you live in Canada and that's why your accent's a little bit funny."
Ooh. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess so."
It's like, nice.
I mean, we can still communicate, right? Like, I mean, even with an accent.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. I mean, I don't notice it, so I'm just gonna pretend it's not there.
All right, Alan. I think that kind of wraps up my inquiries about travel.
Actually, okay, how about this? The last thing I wanna
Yeah.
slip in before we move on to the next one. Okay, if there's one language you could want to learn to go to a place, what would you do, Angie?
I'd want to learn Italian.
Okay.
Mostly because it's so close to Spanish and French that I think I could pick it up pretty fast.
Yeah.
But I just think it's beautiful. Like it sounds so passionate.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I agree. Alan, you want to know what language I choose?
Oh, for sure.
Honestly, I think I might try Chinese because I feel like it's so like
Oh.
it'd be like it's
Practical?
like
You're
one
being
of
practical?
it's one of the 6 languages, or Arabic. It's one of the 6 languages of the UN. So take any. Angie's lucky she has 3 of them already. You take any one of those, you have like a passport to the world. It's like that question. Okay, would you rather speak every language in the world or get to be a master at every instrument you touch without practicing?
Oh, okay. Oh, this is easy.
Uh-huh.
I would rather be able to speak every language because then you'll be able to connect with so many different people. Although people can connect through music as well, not discrediting that, but I think at the end of the day, I think one of the biggest things you can give someone is just a conversation, and that's something you can give if you can be able to communicate them specifically in their own language, right? Because that's something that's special for people that you meet and maybe they struggle with English, right? And if you can hit them with like, hey, I can say like hola or bonjour. I do speak, yeah, we like, yeah, I'm not that bad at French. Blasca, we're gonna quote me on this. We're gonna have a French episode. It's gonna be super awkward.
Solely in French. I
Solely
can
in
hold
French.
my end of the bargain. I think Angie could too, but I haven't just heard you speak French in a long time, Alan.
Man, I still remember all the stuff. I can use a translator pretty well,
I can use it.
but not Google Translate. So,
All right, guys,
yeah,
I expect to be invited to that episode.
Let's do it.
we'll have a round table. We'll have Daniel. We'll have we'll have the whole crew. But yeah, I think it's just being able to speak with a lot of people. I think I take that, even though being able to do any instrument would be pretty interesting. So,
Angie, would you like to answer that question also, or?
Oh man, that is actually so hard because I love languages, and I'm horrible. Like I'm not musically talented whatsoever.
okay.
So I want to say instruments just because it's something I've never been able to do.
Okay, fair enough. I take it.
How about you?
I would say right now, just you have apps for that can translate for you, but you don't have any apps, or yet I guess we don't have AI that you can just put on and robotically teach you music. So I'm gonna go with instruments because it'd be crazy if I could just do some like crazy like Mozart, Beethoven type stuff on the piano, or some Carlos Santana on the guitar. That'd be pretty dope.
Love that.
Okay.
Go with
Well,
that.